everyone, it's Jen, and I'm going to walk you through selecting a range and sorting it. So what is a range? A range is a bunch of cells that are connected to each other, that are next to each other. So for example, D1, I could go ahead and select here through D8. This is a range, and you can see D1 is the active cell, and the range goes all the way down to D8. And we would write that as D1 colon D8. A range could also go in a row. So you could have C4 to G4. So you could see here that the active cell would be C4 and the range would be written as C4 colon G4. You can also have a range with stacked rows and columns. So this range is C4 to G9. So the active cell is C4 in the top left corner, and the bottom cell, G9, the bottom right corner, is the end of the range. And so you would write that C4 colon G9. I like to remember that this is called a range by singing songs to myself, like Home, Home on the Range, or Rango, Rango, the theme to Rango, to think of my range. Now, when you see somebody say, please select this range, or A1 to colon A10, they mean go ahead and use this thick white plus that you have to click and drag to select here. Now you want to make sure that this is the plus you're using and it's not, for example, this plus or this plus. You could see this is a four-sided arrow. This is a tiny little skinny black plus. You want to make sure that you have this thick white plus when you're selecting. So select that range. And now we're going to head over to the sort and filter. Now, depending on how you have your window sized, you may see this a little different. You can see my window's a little condensed here. If your window is a little larger, you're going to see your icons larger or maybe next to each other rather than stacked. So I'm going to select sort and filter, and you can see it says sort smallest to largest, and that is what I want. I'm going to go ahead and click on sort smallest to largest. Now, it gives me a warning. And I know oftentimes when we get warnings, we go, I'm afraid I'm getting a warning. That's okay. We just read it and see what it says. Microsoft Excel has found data next to your selection. Since you have not selected this data, it will not be sorted. Oh, let's see what that means. That means I selected A1 to A10 and I didn't include B1 and C1, so it's worried that I'm going to mix up whatever I have next to it. So it's asking if I want to expand my selection. Actually, no, I want to continue with what I have selected. So I'm going to go ahead and click on continue. Of course, if I did have data here about the departures and arrivals, I would want to expand and select all of that because otherwise it would scramble up all my information. Not good. But since I'm just sorting this, that's what I want to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and click sort. There you can see it instantly put these numbers in order. And of course, again, not super impressive when it is just 9 cells of numbers. But if you have thousands and thousands of numbers and data that you can alphabetize and re-alphabetize or resort into the correct proper order, it is quite impressive. And that was sorting and filtering a selected range.